Hi, I'm Chandler Gorley. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about mixed media art forms with calligraphy. When you hear the word calligraphy, what do you think about? Maybe you think of the Declaration of Independence, or maybe you think of somebody sitting at a desk with a feather pen and a jar of ink. But today we're going to make it modern. Mixed media art is a beautiful way to mix traditional art forms with modern day techniques. Today we're going to be talking about supplies, your process, and your techniques. So for supplies, first and foremost, you're going to need paper. And originally and traditionally, calligraphy looks something like this. So you're going to have the paper with black ink pen and a cursive writing. And mixed media traditionally is something like this, where it's wooden or some other type of background with, this is wood stain and acrylic paint. And so our supplies, we're going to be talking about papers though. So you can do watercolor paper, or you can do different weights paper. The heavier the weight, the bigger the grain. And therefore, depending on the grain, you're going to get a different outcome with your watercolors. Craftsy is a website that artists use to compare techniques or supplies, and they actually suggest that you check both sides of the paper so that you can get your best results. Now your brushes, you have some different options. You're going to want to use the fine-tipped brush for the cursive writing. You're going to want to use this for smaller areas of paint, and the larger brush for the bigger areas. And then lastly, you're going to need your paint. And first, you're going to have your watercolor paints. And you're going to want to stay away from the palettes that you use, like when you're in elementary school, because they're just not going to have the quality that you're looking for. But you are going to want to use acrylic paint, and that can be just bought from any Hobby Lobby or craft store. So next we're going to talk about techniques. Mixed media is a term used to describe artwork composed of a combination of different media or materials, and that comes from Tate.org, which is a British art exhibition website where people can display their art. And so they talked about some different techniques, and for watercolor, you're going to want to use less or more water depending on the look you're going for. For lighter or pastel colors, you're going to want to use less water, and if you want more vibrant colors, you're going to want to use less water and do layering, which is according to Maureen Bloomfield, who is a blogger for Artist Networks. And lastly, on techniques, we're going to dilute the acrylic paint a little bit, and that came from Craftsy and Art Talk, just so that it goes on more smoothly. And so finally, the process, you're going to want to use a watercolor background, and you want to make sure that you really love the background before you move ahead and add the acrylic paint. And then you're going to want to just do your regular cursive. The only difference is you're going to use a fine tip brush, and you're going on the upward strokes, you're going to use light pressure, and then on the downward strokes, you're going to use heavier pressure, creating the thin and heavy lines. In conclusion, mixed media art is a great way to create a beautiful product with a spin on traditional art. I hope this has equipped you with the tools you need to do this on your own. And does anybody have any questions?
What would you suggest for beginners?
I'd suggest just going to your local art store and getting the arts and crafts. Don't be afraid of the price, because it's gonna be worth it in the end to have quality. All right, thank you.